back to my YouTube playlist where I'm documenting my experience on YouTube. I'm hoping that some of these videos will be useful to people. After 3 months of putting videos up on YouTube, mainly shorts on two channels, done about over 250 shorts, and I've got some experience. Of course, I'm still relatively new to YouTube, so I can tell you what I've learned, and it has been a lot of work to get this far, and I thought you might find it interesting. So today I'm discussing when to launch short videos, because this is a subject that I've looked up quite a lot on YouTube and on the internet about this topic. And firstly, I try not to launch a new video when there's something that's already trending. So if I have a video that's on short feed and I've just done a video about short feed and talking about the bell curve and then a long tail that that you get from the short feed traffic. So typically I want to wait always until that tail has finished, in that if YouTube is currently pushing a particular video, I kind of don't want it to interrupt it or complicate things. So I don't tend to launch when we've got a video that's actually trending at that particular moment. Just be patient, wait until there isn't too much traffic on your channel. That's my opinion, but obviously there's plenty of other experts out there. If you look in analytics, it actually tells you when your viewers are online, as in that's when the period of the 24-hour day when you're getting most of your traffic. Now, I'm based in Italy at the moment, and for the two channels that I'm running, the statistic seems to be that between 2 o'clock in the afternoon and 1 o'clock in the morning is our best time, with kind of the peak time around 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. Now, that's for us, and for also the language and the people we're targeting. So it really depends on where you are in the world and when your viewers are up, and also obviously the language. So if I'm doing a video in English, it helps if the Americans are up, because they're a pretty large population and they speak English. So really after 2 o'clock in the afternoon, for me, it's 8 o'clock Eastern, and that kind of gets and then the Americans wake up over the next 2-3 hours across the United States, and that seems to be worthwhile. If I'm doing a video on in Italian about Italian food, I might want to do it at lunchtime, even though it's lunchtime in Italy, even though it's before what analytics tell me, which is my main peak time is between 2 o'clock and 1 o'clock in the morning. So I think it depends on the language that you're writing in and what your target audience is. Now, clearly, if you're in a working day and you're writing in English, it would help if the UK people aren't working. So after 6 o'clock in the UK, so 7 o'clock in Italy would seem to be a good time, especially if you're doing something perhaps a little bit sexy, or talking about doing a video about alcoholic drinks or something like that in the evening. I mean, these are just my opinions, but if your target audience is awake and not working, for me it seems to be more logical to do it that way. Having said that, I've tried all sorts of different things, and I've actually had a successful short at 8 o'clock in the morning, when all the people in the US are still sleeping. So there are obviously always people up in the world, and the big population to the east of here are the Indians, many of whom perhaps will type in something in English if they're looking for a particular video, or they have seen things in English before, and therefore YouTube gives them the short on the short feed to them as well. So as much as there's this guide that there is within analytics, really much more of a slightly more complicated thing, because it matters also about the subject of what you're doing. So if I'm doing a short video about food, as I said, around lunchtime is not a bad thing in my opinion. But I'm sure there's plenty of opinions out there. I've also had a success at 3 o'clock in the morning. This was a video that I actually launched around 6-7 o'clock in the evening, which tends to be a good time for us with the where we are at the moment, which is Greenwich Mean Time plus +1. So that seems to be a good time. So I launched this video about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening, and I thought, oh dear, it's going to be ignored. Yeah, nothing happened. And I waited and I waited and I waited for a few hours, and still nothing happened. And I thought, well, a bit depressing, but I'll just go to bed, and that's it. And then I woke up in the morning and had thousands of views, and it happened between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning that YouTube put video on short feed, and off it went, and I was very happy when I woke up, because a video that I thought will achieve very little actually then had a few thousand views in the morning whilst I was sleeping. So not really sure about how the algorithm completely works, but there must be also an issue of supply and demand. Now, there's obviously millions of people around the world loading up videos pretty regularly, and short feed is what it is. So I presume that there's also an issue of supply and demand. So if you're lucky enough to put a short up when that particular moment not many people in the world are putting up a short, maybe that helps, but you can't know when that is. And maybe what happens is that if there's a lot of shorts being put up at a similar time, then you simply put in the queue, and then YouTube shows the video later. So that might be what's going on. Some of the shorts that are ignored, a lot of them remain ignored. You get a little bit of traffic afterwards, but up to now, up to 3 months, many of the shorts that have been ignored remain ignored, which is quite depressing, because a lot of them are actually half decent videos. Whether they then get shown again at a later stage, I'm not sure. We're still pretty new to YouTube. So yeah, so I hope you found that video interesting. Please press like if you did, and welcome to subscribe if you'd like to hear more from this channel.